Hello lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to be reviewing this next product because it is by one of the first makeup artists I ever followed on Instagram, and I have fallen in love with his work. Of course, he has worked with major celebrities around the world, and he has finally collaborated with what I think is probably one of his most favorite companies and line of beauty products ever. So I am talking about Mario, who is a master of makeup. He is Kim Kardashian's personal makeup artist, and he has collaborated with Anastasia Beverly Hills to create this beautiful master palette. And I believe this was a giveaway in all of his master classes over the last couple of months. This palette is to die for. These colors are all very much neutral, browns, earthy tones, and this is everything that he normally would use on a regular basis on his clients. This palette speaks to me on so many levels. These colors are right up my alley. This is everything that I would always use for my own makeup looks, and quite honestly, this is a palette that I think I'm going to be traveling with when I go on my 2-week work trip to Asia. Like with most palettes, this one does come in a cardboard box. It is very plain. It does have a magnetic closure, which is nice. It is small, like you can probably see the size of my hand versus the palette. It's about the same size as my hand. It will fit perfectly into any travel makeup bag. Once you crack it open, you do have a great mirror that you can use, and of course you have all of your fabulous colors. These colors do vary in finishes. You have some matte colors, which are down here, these three and this black one, or blackish gray, almost like a coal color. These are your mattes, and then you have a bunch of shimmer shadows in the palette as well. What I normally do with eyeshadow palette reviews is just talk about the formula, show you the shadows, do some swatches, but I thought I would switch things up a little bit today and actually apply these shadows to my eyes. So I am almost barefaced right now. I only have foundation and a little bit of powder on, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do my eye look. I'm actually going to be using the little brush, this little plastic thing, the brush that comes in this palette. It's an Anastasia brush, and it's actually not that bad. The bristles are pretty soft. It's dual-ended, so you've got a nice little blending brush on one side and an eyeshadow packing brush on the other, so it's a flat brush. Before I actually begin applying all of this eye makeup, I am gonna go in with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot and prime my eyes super quick. So I'm just gonna take my pinky, dab that in here. I don't need a lot, and I'm just going to put this all over my lid. All right, perfect. I have now applied my base, and I'm gonna go into my Marc Jacobs palette only so I can set the base that I've just applied, and I'm gonna use this sort of bone color. It's more of like a peachy, bone-ish shade, I guess. And I'm going to quickly set the base so we minimize creasing as much as possible. So truthfully, I have been playing around with this palette. I've been trying to create a couple of different looks with it because I'm in love with these colors, and how can you not want to play with this palette well in advance? I am going to be doing something pretty easy today, nothing dramatic, because I do have some errands to run. But I think the first color I'm going to dive into is Lula. So this is a really nice sort of neutral, almost cool toned brown, and I'm going to put that right in my crease. And maybe I will zoom you in just a little bit so you can see what's going on. I am now going to go in with Lulu and just apply that onto my crease. I am just going a little bit above my natural crease because I do want a blown out sort of nice gradient. And I think this is the perfect base to do it. And I'm using very light pressure. And right now I'm finding that this shadow is blending like a dream. I don't even have to work with this product that much. It's kind of doing the work for me. Wow. These shadows are applying so well Honestly, they're blending by themselves. They're so creamy and pigmented. I think I might actually run out and grab a second one of these palettes because they are limited edition and I definitely don't want to miss out. The one thing I'm noticing as I'm going into Lula, the matte color, is that there is a little bit of fallout. So if you are a beginner, sometimes you might get some shadow falling onto your cheeks. So you may want to start doing your eyes first before you go in with your foundation if you're using this palette. But I'm not noticing any fallout on my cheeks, so I'm okay right now. But that's just one thing that I will say up front. I've got my crease color down. I'm pretty happy with it. I am now going to use the Anastasia brush that came in the palette, and I'm going to dive into, what color should I dive into? I'm gonna go in with this green color. It's a green khaki color. It's called Bronx. I'm going to get ample product on my brush, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my lid. Oh wow. This color is stunning. And this brush is actually quite nice. It's very soft on the lid. It doesn't tug. It's not too coarse, so it doesn't hurt your eyes. Wow, this color is bomb. Isn't that a nice color? It looks so good. This green color is called Bronx, and it is absolutely stunning on the eyes. It is not overbearing. It applied so beautifully, very pigmented, and now what I'm gonna do is just blend it out using Lula again. I am just going to blend all of this out because we don't want any harsh lines. So now I'm noticing a little bit of fallout. You might be able to see it underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to take a powder brush and quickly wipe that away. The next color I am gonna go in with, just to highlight my brow bone a little bit and make this whole look come together, I'm also gonna highlight the inner corners of my eyes. I'm debating between Fifth Avenue, which is a gold tone color, you can see that there, or Hollywood, which has the same tone but just a little bit lighter. So one is a little more deeper than the other. Let's see. You know what? I feel like Fifth Avenue has a little more punch. So I'm going to use that to highlight the inner corner of my eyes. But I am going to use a more satin finish. So I'm going to go in with Hollywood for my brow bone highlight. And just apply it to the high point of my brow bone, because that's where the natural light would typically hit. And now I'm going to use my handy dandy Morphe E36 to highlight my inner corner eyes using Fifth Avenue. Yeah, see, that's a nice pop of color right there. You guys see that? It's great, right? So I think the eye look is almost complete. I am just gonna go down into my lower lash line and I'm gonna apply a little bit of Lula. So the same shadow we used in our crease. I'm gonna use a flat definer brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to apply this a little bit messy, but pretty close to my lash line. I'm now gonna blend that out. I have now applied a little bit of mascara. I didn't do any liner because I thought this look just speaks to me on its own. I want the shadows to speak for themselves as well. So no liner, just a little bit of mascara. I also threw on some eyebrows, and I think I went a little too dark. So whenever I look at my face, all I see are eyebrows right now, but that's okay. We will deal and move on. I'm just gonna zoom you back out so you can see how this whole look has come together, and we're going to do some final thoughts on this palette. Truthfully, I am in love with Mario's palette. These shadows are so easy to work with. You can create just about any sort of look you want using these colors in the palette here. The only thing that I wish it had was something that would be more of a bone color like the one that I had shown you from the Marc Jacobs palette, just because that would give you a little more versatility and helping you set more of a transition color down, and also setting any sort of eyeshadow primer that you might be using. So I think that's the only color really missing from here. It's got enough bold colors where you can create really nice smoky looks, but nothing too over the top. This is a very, very classy palette. The formula of these shadows does not disappoint either. It is so creamy and buttery and everything just blends out like a dream. It is really easy to work with. You cannot bugger this up under any circumstances. And hey, I am all about foolproof makeup because let's be real, I screw up all the time. But I found even with this, I couldn't screw it up. It was just so easy to use. And let's just take a quick minute to also talk about pigmentation. These eyeshadows are pigmented. You have so much color popping out of them. You need very, very little. So I feel like this palette is gonna go a really long way. Is it weird that I kind of feel like Kim K right now? I feel like Mario just did my makeup. I feel really glamorous actually in these shadows. I don't know what it is, but it's just a feeling. I almost want to do a quick little hair flip. I'm sure you're all waiting to see some swatches of this palette, so I will insert that right here. I hope you enjoyed this style of review. It is a little bit different. You got to see me apply the shadows, work with them, and then you also heard my thoughts on them. So if you found this video helpful and you like the format, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to keep on watching my videos and show this makeup family here a lot of love. You can also connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm gonna leave everything in the description box below. Also, feel free to leave suggestions for any other products or videos you want to see me do or review. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.